If you have a business that provides a service to local customers, what's the worst email you can get? Some people probably think it's the Google Business Profile suspension email, but I think it might be this email right here. That email is essentially telling you that your secondary appeal has been denied and that you have no redress options. And a lot of small businesses think at that point, they're screwed and there's nothing that they can do. But do not fret, my friend, that is not the case. In this video, I'm going to quickly break down the reasons why your Google Business Profile might get suspended in the first place, the steps you have to follow to make sure you'll at some point get reinstated, the actual appeal process, and then we'll show you the exact way we help clients get their Google Business Profiles reinstated. And by the way, we just had another one get reinstated today. And at the end of the video, I'll show you that success email so you know what to look out for and to know you did things right. First up, why is this happening? A lot of times when you get that email, it's going to say deceptive content. And all that means is that you maybe made a little mistake or Google's being a little hyper vigilant and they don't have enough trust signals about your Google Business Profile. Here's a few of the scary spots that you might not want to change in your GBP unless you're ready to get suspended. The first is your GBP business name. Now, it can be helpful to stuff keywords in there, but you want to make sure you actually have a DBA. In this video, I show you how I actually got a DBA for our business and how we're able to stuff keywords into our business name, because that can really help you rank higher. But if you don't have the proper documentation, you can very easily get suspended for doing that. The next is your address. Whether you're flipping it to be publicly visible or hidden or changing the address, that's a very common way to get your GBP suspended. In fact, this was the first way that I ever got a client's Google Business Profile suspended because we changed it to the proper new address and that caused it to get suspended. Oh no, don't worry. I'll tell you how to fix that when you have this legitimate suspension. Remember, Google's just trying to look out for people doing scammy things, and changing your address is probably one of the most scammy things you can do because proximity to the searcher is one of the strongest ranking factors for the map pack. And so they think you're trying to game the system. But if you have a legitimate reason for changing the address, don't worry, we're going to fix that hopefully in the secondary appeal. The next, and this is newer, is those business categories. Your primary business category is one of the strongest, if not the strongest ranking factor for showing up in the map pack. Changing that can really throw up a red flag to Google. And so you really want to just set that in the beginning when you optimize your Google Business Profile and never touch it again. But watch out for those secondary services. They can actually help you rank a little bit for some of your related services. For instance, if you're a general contractor, you might add kitchen remodeler as a secondary service. That's a great thing to do. But when you do that, be careful and try not to add too many at once, because this can trigger at least a re-verification. So you have to do another one of those silly video verifications, or you might get straight up suspended. Some other weird edge cases is watching out for your business description. You don't want to have any promotions or anything in there. And also, if you put some blatantly spammy GBP posts out, this could also do it. But other than that, these are the main reasons why we see people get suspended. I just want to say, like, sometimes Google just suspends you because they're suspicious, especially for newer businesses. The best thing you can do for your GBP is to try to get about 5 reviews to your Google Business Profile as quickly as possible. Make sure these are legitimate customers that have paid you money or at least received some sort of consulting from you. And that's going to help build the trust signals and will make it so that Google will be a little bit more lax if you start making changes to Google Business Profile. All right, enough talk. Now let's talk about the different levels of appeal. Now, the first level of appeal is straight on that email. It's just the blue button. But before you do that, there's actually a step 0. Step 0 is to fix what was wrong. If you stuffed keywords in your name, take those out. If you added extra secondary categories, pull those off. If you have something spammy in your business description, like an offer, which isn't allowed, just take that out. If you messed around with the address, set it back to the right address. Or if you need to change it, leave it the way it's supposed to be. Look, if you're doing this change on purpose, for instance, you did get a DBA, so you're trying to change your business name, or you moved locations and you need to change your address, the best thing you can do is change as many signals on the internet as possible. Update your website first, try to get some of the top listings as well. And if you can do that, it can make it less likely for your business to be suspended. We did this for one of our clients recently when they moved locations and they didn't get suspended. It made our jobs so much easier. But if you're legitimately changing one of these things and you've been suspended, you're probably going to have to get to the second appeal step. But no matter what, if there was anything that was off, fix it first. That's step 0. And then step 1 is to push the appeal button. I'm not sure what the actual success rate of pushing the appeal button is, but I've seen it work. I've seen people push the appeal button, wait a couple days, and their GBP's back up and live. Nice. Again, drive reviews to that as soon as possible. Not a ton, just a couple, maybe 5 at the most. But chances are you're going to get an email that tells you your appeal was denied. That's probably the most common scenario, and it's okay. Now it's time to get to this secondary appeal form. In the description, we're going to drop the little secret link that Google makes so hard to find. So that way it'll just be very easy for you to just go right there. Now let me show you how to fill this form out so you have the best chance for success when you fill this out. However, I would say probably 90% of the time when we fill this form out, it's going to get denied no matter what, but I still want to show you how to fill it out right the first time. All right, so if you follow the link in the description, it's going to look something like this. And it's the request additional review of denied appeal. So you're going to say, did you submit an appeal using the blah, blah, blah tool? You're going to say yes. And you're going to say, was your appeal denied? And you're going to say yes. And that's going to open up everything else. You're going to put the date that your GBP was initially suspended. Go back to the email and get the actual date. We want this to match up and make it as easy as possible for them to reinstate you. Then you're going to put the email address of one of the emails that's managing your Google Business Profile. And then you're going to get your Google Business Profile ID. They give you directions here on how to do that. It's pretty easy. Just click the 3 dots and literally press like 2 or 3 buttons. I'm not going to show our business profile ID, but it's super easy to find it. Now, you're going to need supporting documents. The best thing that you can include here, if you're in America, is your EIN letter. You should have this if you have a legitimate business or any other kind of like city licensure, but something that has your business documentation, and especially if it has the address on it. That can be really helpful. Then you also want to have a utility bill. Now you might be saying, Sam, I'm a home-based business. Am I really going to have a utility bill? This is exactly why it's a good thing to have your business cell phone in your business's name at your home address. That's the easiest way to do this. You can also set up your internet or something else, but have some utility in your business's name. The cell phone is the easiest thing because it's probably legitimately through your business. You're going to put that in this document here. Also, a lot of times, the reason why you get suspended is for deceptive content because they think you're trying to game the system. So if this has to do with your name or something like that, include marketing materials as well, your business card, your truck that has your logo on it, and just show them like, hey, this is the way we represent our business. I had a client one time that had changed their name from their original name, but they still had it, and so we had to put this documentation, said, hey, this is what they go by. Here's their business card. Here's their, marketing brochures. Here's their shirts that they wear. And that's just good supporting documents to include. And then you have a section here to provide additional context. Let me show you our template for that. All right, so here is the template. Pause the video, take a screenshot right here, and then pop that into ChatGPT and fill it in with the information you provided and some more information about your business. All right, now for the email, it's pretty much the same thing, but we're just responding. I just had ChatGPT kind of take the personally identifying information out of this. And so again, it's really just about saying, hey, this is our business name. We are a legitimate business. We do this. And, this is specifically for a service area business. So you might need to tweak this a little bit if you have a physical location, but this is essentially the email right here. And then we like to send this email right here. And this one, you can pretty much just keep sending every week. I would have a real person doing this. I don't know whether it's your agency or whether it's you as the business owner. Just make sure that somebody is sending an email like this that's saying, this is a legitimate business. And also start including your business profile ID in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th response, okay? Now, when you hit that submit button, I can almost guarantee Google is going to deny this appeal. I've seen it time and time again, and that's where you get the big email. This one that feels more damning than the initial email because it feels like you're done. It's telling you you have no more options. However, what most people don't know is that you can respond to this email and eventually a human will reach back out. Here's the exact process that we follow to get a response. All right, so shout out to Laura, our client success manager. She was the one that pestered Google really only for a couple emails, but we have had to respond to Google multiple times, sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And so do not be discouraged if they don't respond on the first one. Keep bugging them. And this is the goal. This is what we want to see. This is the winning email right here. From the information you provided, I'm happy to confirm that we are able to reinstate the business profile for you. And then you can see some fun stuff from the client right here. Thanks so much for your help. You guys are awesome. Look, the best thing to do for a local service business is to make sure your Google business profile never gets suspended. But sometimes it happens. If you're watching this video, it's probably because your Google business profile is suspended. And now you know how to fix it, how to do your first appeal, your second appeal, and how to bug Google until a human finally reaches back out to you and says, oh, That's right, your GBP can be reinstated. I cannot emphasize enough, if you do not fix the issue that caused you to get suspended, you will not get reinstated even if you follow all these steps. So double check your GBP, make sure it's fixed. We have a video right here where we break down the entire Google Business Profile optimization. Watch that video from end to end and make sure you're not breaking any of the rules. If you're still struggling with Google Business Profile suspension, check out the first link in the description. It lets you reach out to me and my team, and who knows, maybe we'll help you get the email that you saw at the end of this video. If you're still stuck, I encourage you to fill that form out because we'd love to help you. All right, if you got some value out of this video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future local SEO videos. Drop a comment below if you've ever been suspended and how long it took you to actually get a response from Google while doing these emails. And then once you get your GBP reinstated, check out that 40-minute long video. Make sure your Google Business Profile is fully optimized, and I'll catch you in that one.